I broke my bike. This one, me e-bike. I mean, I remember this thing, that's all right. Like many YouTubers that make motorcycle content, I was bothered over and over again by all these different e-bike people. They'd always email me, you want a bike, you want a bike? And I always said no because they weren't something I was interested in. And then I saw this one, I said sure. So I did one of those videos. I did a video for him so I could get me a free e-bike. But I disclosed that I got it for free. And actually most of the video was me just ranting about other YouTubers not disclosing those things and making everything untrustworthy on the internet. And then I also kind of reviewed the bike a little bit. If you're interested in seeing that, be sure to check that out. But I actually really did like this bike. I rode it around quite a bit after I made that video. I had some plans to do some other things with it. And then I broke it. Like, I think I got like 90 miles on it, and I broke it. And I just quit riding it, which was really stupid because I really enjoyed it. I also broke myself earlier. Look at that, I got a cut on my finger. I'm like an old person. I cut my finger, I had no idea I'd done it. There's blood on the floor in here. I was just walking around, straightening things up. Bleeding. I guess I'm just old now. I don't know what's going on. I smell burning toast. But I got some parts. We're gonna fix this thing today. It's gonna be better than it was before. And then we're gonna take it for a ride and talk about e-bikes. If you're still with me, thanks for sticking around. I know this is not a normal video of mine. Anyways, let me go show you what's wrong with the bike. What is this thing called? It's like the Turbo Ant T1 or something. They literally don't even make this bike anymore. They went back to scooters, but you can find this exact bike. I'll put a link to ones just like it on Amazon if you actually give a poop. There's basically the same bike configured and made by like 20 different people. It's Chinese, but it's decent. This is a weird shot for me to be explaining stuff. Hi everybody, this is how I speak to you now. Just my lap. Fun bike. The problem with it is the brakes. These are cable-driven disc brakes, and they are badly warped. I can barely even roll the front wheel. So in order to fix that, I got some parts here, some hydraulic brakes, and a little bleeder kit. You know, these are interesting. They use mineral oil or something like that. It's like a cool reverse bleed kit. I can't use I've got like a pneumatic vacuum brake bleeder, but that would be like, they don't work on stuff like this. It's too, everything's too small and little. Let me show you why the cable brakes are crap though. I'm gonna show you on the whiteboard. The black portion here, let's say this is the disc and we're looking at it sort of straight on. This would be like the caliper over it, and these two red things are the pads, okay? Now the way it works on, right now with the cable driven ones is that when you squeeze the brakes, there's a cable that goes to sort of a kind of a cammed arm, forces this piston over, pushing this pad into the disc. Now the problem is the other disc doesn't move. We only have motion from one way. There's a lot of calipers in the motorcycle automotive world with a single piston on one side. I've got several in this garage right now. And what ends up happening when you have a single piston on one side is the entire brake is on basically like these sort of sliders, and the entire caliper shifts slightly. It centers itself. However, on our bicycle brakes, it doesn't do that. It literally just flexes the disc into the other pad. This is just a really caveman way of doing things. And when you think about our bike being a fat tire e-bike, so it's a lot heavier than a normal bicycle, and because the e-bike part's going typically higher speeds, they're just not going to be enough. If you're actually going to get one of these e-bikes, this is probably something to upgrade to. And that's basically what we're going to do today, is we're going to be changing out. We're actually going to change everything because it's damaged, but when we're all done, we're going to have piston on both sides with hydraulics. So this will squeeze these pads more evenly onto the disc, and hopefully we won't warp the brakes terribly bad. Basically, I was out for a ride, just getting a little happy on a little twisty pavement road actually, not a trail or anything, and I just overcooked the brakes. I was braking hard several times, kind of going into turns, just having a bit of fun. You know, this fat tire bike kind of corners like a motorcycle. It's fun, you know, it actually kind of can lean around turns, and I was just having a little bit too much fun, and I overcooked the brakes. So let's fix all that. We have a hydraulic brake kit, one that's specifically designed to work with e-bikes. Mainly, it's just got the little connectors. It'll hook up so that the brake light turns on, and it also cuts the power to the motor when you pull the brakes. It's actually something that you just disconnect when you go trail riding, honestly, because you don't really want it doing that. It's too on-off the power otherwise. It should be fairly straightforward. Let's get the old stuff on and the new stuff on. Old stuff off, new stuff on. Did I say that? By the way, this is my way that I flip the bike upside down if I need to work on it. Because of the controls there, I can't just put the bars directly on the ground, but see, two little 4x4s, some rags. It's wonderful. You don't have to flip the bike upside down and take the wheels off, but it does make it easier. The brake is so warped. Of course, the rear is always a little goofy on this bike because, well, it has a motor built into the rear wheel. Oh wow, that is bad. Well, there had to be one. Got him, coach. Let's get the new stuff. New rotor looks similar to the old rotor. Comes with new hardware, already has a bit of blue Loctite on them. Is that all gonna pass through? I don't know how any of that works. I don't really care. Goodbye. I think I actually need to get the brake on because I'm gonna have to play with the, there's basically some relocation brackets and whatnot. Oh, look at that nice straight rotor though. That's nice. This took me a little bit of playing around with to figure out the right bracket. This thing comes with like 3 or 4 different brackets for different setups here. The one that came on the bike wasn't gonna work. I thought maybe that was a good chance here, but this one says like 20 mil post right here. By the way, yep, here's my new caliper. It's red. And it's a 4-piston. I totally forgot about that. It's a 4-piston. I'm sure I've corrected it on screen a bunch of times. But yeah, you got to play with that and the different hardware a little bit. Like I said, it's cool that it comes with so many options. It means you might have to fiddle with it for a few minutes to find the thing that works right. It's got like a little bit of slot in this here, so you can kind of adjust it. And I notice if you see here and you get it going, there it is. Okay. On the rear brake, I just took the stock caliper off, and the bracket that it comes with is like actually perfect. So kind of lucked out on that one. The old brake line actually goes through the frame. So what I'm actually gonna try to do is pull this one along with the new one, kind of like an electrician would do. I got it. Take my levers off here, my whatever you wanna call this whole setup. Annoyingly, these kind, I think I have to slip off the ends. The new ones, I do not. Can I just manhandle these things off of here? Can I break them? I really don't care. Yeah. When you don't care about stuff, it's easy. Bam. You know what is gonna be kind of sad though? I'm losing my bell. I guess I can order one. Now it's time to hook up our actual brake lines. I've already hooked the one up on the right side, left side, right to you, blah, blah, blah. Did that off camera so I can look like an expert when I do this other one. Also, this will certainly annoy you purists out there who actually are like real bicyclists. I have my brake lines reversed. I always do this on my bikes, but that's because I'm a motorcyclist and I don't really care. On the end here, there's a threaded piece. Unscrew that dust cap, put that on. And you gotta put this little threaded guy right here on. Little brass insert kind of goes into here. Right now I'm gonna leave this on the bars, but you actually have to pull this all back off, I found out. So you want that brass piece pretty much right up here at the beginning. You're gonna come in with that threaded piece and start tightening it down while keeping pressure on this cable. And once this starts to crush in there, it's gonna hold this tight. I'm gonna have to pull this back off the bars here in just a second. It starts twisting this whole brake line up as I tighten it. I'll untwist this thing a bit, find a way that sits sort of naturally. So now comes the part of bleeding it. I've positioned this thing to be pretty upright, and I've removed the small screw right here, and I got this out of my kit. There are several different ends here to kind of assemble. This is pretty straightforward though, but this is gonna screw on here. This is gonna be pretty neat because we're gonna push the fluid uphill into this, and any bubbles should work out of this. And the cool thing is we won't waste any because this is all new clean fluid. After the bubbles work out, I can take the syringe and re-pull from that. There's also a little stopper inside this thing. This is like a pretty, I like this. This is a cool kit. Rear end, I'm gonna hook this part up with our whole syringe. Uh-oh, can we not get into that thread? I don't have the right one of these basically for that piece down there, but I made something here. This is like an air chuck thing. This is small enough, it should be able to get into that hole. If I get a big draw of fluid in here, I'm gonna have to keep this pressed against it the whole time. It's gonna be slightly tedious, but as long as I get a whole big volume of this full and force it in there, that's gotta be enough. So I'm gonna give that a shot. We'll see if that works. I've pre-bled this right up to that nipple point. Got that in there. The little plunger is out. I've got the screw. It's gonna be an operation. I have faith, this is gonna work. I'm gonna do the whole syringe because that's gotta be way more than those lines have. All right, now I'm gonna keep pressure on there. Screw ready. Pull this off and put the screw on. I'll suck out what's in there just because that's not needed. All right, if we've done this right. Oh! Yes! My hands are filthy. At least this isn't actual brake fluid, it's just oil. Yeah, that feels good. All right. And it's done. I tightened everything up and took it for a ride. I was trying to hurry up because I thought it was getting dark, so I didn't film anything, but it got dark on me anyway. So it whatever, it was just me retightening and readjusting all of these. But yes, they all work. You see they do flick on the rear brake light there. They definitely took a minute for the rotors and the pads to kind of bed into one another as they normally do. As long as it doesn't rain tonight, there's lightning out there. But if it doesn't rain, the trails stay open. We'll go ride some of the trails tomorrow. Here we are the next day. Bike's looking all good. I look funny right now. I got cables hanging off my head. Updates. What's happened since last night? Rode the bike a little more. The front brake got better. It's still not quite where the rear is, but it's definitely got more of a... Just good though now. Oh, that camera's gonna be waving around so much. I apologize, guys. I'm gonna have to make an adjustment on that. I'm still always just shocked by this. So cool that this is just like legal. You know, like I can just ride out here. Well, technically, Class 1 e-bikes are allowed here. Now, if I turn the throttle off with that little red button right there, you know, it's a Class 1. Class 1 just means it's a pedal assist. Ooh, a jump. Yeah, but I think it's so cool that, like, this is allowed, you know? I've been so used to, like, not having places to ride unless I pay for them, you know? And what I mean, obviously, you guys see me ride off-road all the time. It's not really allowed, technically. But this is just free to use. This is fun, you know? Like, if you're a motorcyclist, like single track stuff, I mean, how cool is this? These roots. Oh, yeah, the brakes, though, a one-finger operation. Even that front is... Oh, yeah, I can lock it. Got me breathing already. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's got me thinking, though, you know, these Sur-rons, you know, they've always been getting more popular, but they really seem to have blown up lately. Going out there to we-code it, seeing the guys with them, got to ride a few of them. Didn't get any of that on film. I had to go. There was... bit of a family issue. I had to get out of there, unfortunately. But that's kind of the thing, right? Like the Sur-ron, you really couldn't take it out to a place like this. I mean, that's a full-blown level 3. I think at some point they're going to need to reclassify those, actually look at output, because this ain't nothing compared to like one of them Sur-rons. I think that's going to be the biggest downfall of those things, though, right? Because they're like, the categorization is really blurred right now. Like, on the one hand, I think it's really cool that there's like the line between bicycle, e-bike, and electric motorcycle is really muddy right now. And I think it's cool because it means there's a lot of options. Different things are going to work better for different people, different budgets, and a bazillion reasons why we don't all need like the same exact kind of bikes. But as a legal sort of standpoint, I could see problems. One of those where this is going to make problems for the rest of us kind of situations coming up real fast. You watch these dudes riding Sur-rons around in a lot of these videos and ripping through some area that bikes or e-bikes for that matter may be technically allowed. They're on these Sur-rons going like 30, 40 miles an hour through parks and stuff, people all around, and when anyone questions them, like they throw it back at them. It's an e-bike, bro. They're legal. Like, look it up. This is 101 on how to ruin it for everybody. I think there's places already been kind of doing this, but you're going to start seeing where they're going to go, nope, for all of them. That would be a real shame if bikes like this, kind of a shame if they get lumped into all that. And also just for the Sur-ron riders out there, there's probably plenty of them that, like, you know, they know they're kind of skirting by the law, but they're not trying to be, you know, like buttholes about it. They're probably real respectful and whatnot. They're gonna get it too, you know, everyone's gonna get it. For these young kids, sorry, it's mostly young kids. There's plenty of adults in there too. They're sitting there playing this game. Oh, bro, it's just an e-bike. It's just an e-bike. Come on, dude. They do look fun, though. I think if I got into one, it would be for doing fun stuff like this. Of course, I couldn't take it out here. I think I'd be asking for trouble. Woo! It's fun. I can't believe I could just go do this, man. Like, I drive hours out of my way to go to off-road parks with my motorcycle, spend money, this whole big thing. This is just right here, and it's chill. It's chill, man. It's cool, but it's still fun. They do look fun. Like I said, you know, and if I could get into one, I think I'd definitely go like the more off-road route. And everyone's all about the street life kind of style with it. I definitely have sat there and looked up, you know, like different builds and ways I would put together a Sur-ron. I know the right people if I ever wanted to go that route. Yeah, let's get a little burn. No throttle. Ugh. I think I have it in level 1 right now, which is almost just enough to make up for it being an e-bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing is heavy. I still remember Spicy giving me a hard time for one of these. He goes, no, all these out of shape guys get an e-bike and they're like, oh, I'm working out. No, I'm like, I get that. I'm on a normal bike. I'm probably not gonna bother coming out here. Put me on this thing, it's got a little cheat mode. I'm gonna crank it back sometimes and have some fun, you know, and I'm breathing hard. It's getting me doing this. I think that's kind of the point. You gotta do what's gonna work for you, you know? I need to ride this thing more. I need to get this dad bod down, which is maybe an argument against the Sur-ron for me because, like I said, I probably couldn't take it out here. This pedaling's probably good for me, you know? I could always modify this. There's actually tons of stuff I could do to this thing. In fact, I think this even has one of those little cheater wires disconnected. It'll take the limiter off, which is at 20 miles an hour right now. It's not going to really matter out here. But I could also put bigger hub motor in this, different battery, controller. Controller's a big one. I think I could slap a different controller on it right now and get it more zesty. At what point are we taking away one of the best benefits I'm getting from coming out here. I'm gonna work on this dad bod. So I don't know, you know, it's like a lot of things to weigh. I love all the elevation changes out here. You know, for Texas, dude, it's flat everywhere. This is like a lot of elevation change for me. You know the best part about all this is though? We're out here riding a bicycle, having fun, and we're not on the road, just pissing people off for no reason. Who here would like to see me do a Sur-ron build? I'm sure plenty would like to see me do it. The big thing is, like I said, the logistics, the cost of it. I'm not sure how much support I could get. Hard to put it that way, but man, if I can't figure out a way to do it and be profitable or at least break even so I can get content, it's hard to justify a lot of these things. Even the bike builds, it's hard to even know what YouTube will do with these videos. They're so hit or miss. I can't believe I did a video with Jigsaw. I know it was a crazy video. I can see why I did well. How absurd so many of the videos go. They get hit, demonetized, suppressed, and me riding around being a hooligan with Jigsaw, almost getting ourselves killed. No problem with that getting out there. I don't even know what the game is anymore. Doesn't make any sense. I'm so sick of this YouTube website. But I mean, I'm mainly just, you know, at this point, supported by Patreon. It's $1 if you want to join it, and you are sticking it to YouTube and these other places. And you have a direct line to me in there. You can join the Discord, chat with me in there. You can call me in there, believe it or not. It's something I don't normally tell people, but they do it. You can call my phone, it'll ring. I may not answer it, but if you join the Discord, you can literally select my name and call me. My real phone will ring. I'll probably call you back. I mean, I get to you right then. I'm probably gonna regret telling people that. No, people that honestly don't really abuse it. The people that join the Discord, the Patreon, they're not like, they're cool, they get it. I'm gonna keep riding out here, keep sweating, and most of all, I'm gonna keep doing this. Not filming it every time, just coming out here and chilling, get a good ride in. Y'all take care. See you next time. It's good, I'm sweating, it's good. Had to come back to y'all real quick just because we're about to cross 100 miles on this bike. There it is, 100 miles. 100 miles, we did it. 100-mile review of this thing. It's cool, I like it. You can't get it anymore. Turbo ain't quit selling them. But there's a bunch of these just like this. They're basically the same build. They actually used a lot of the components that actual people build when they build their own like hybrid, you know, ones, or their old DIY ones. So actually good stuff. Anyways, back to sweating.